Growing on? Tiff the Garden Goddess here, back. I am still in Chris's garden today, and I am going to set up a drip irrigation to go along this garden bed back here. I have used a couple of different kinds of drip irrigation. I am actually really a huge fan of Mr. Landscaper. I love their kits. I love using their gardening kits, and I used to get them from Lowe's, but I think Lowe's stopped carrying them. If you can get Mr. Landscaper's gardening kits, those are ideal. So I had to go to Home Depot, and Home Depot uses a system called Dig, and Dig is awesome, but I will be tweaking it just a little bit today, and I want to show you guys how I like to tweak the garden beds. There's different ways that you can water a garden. You can use sprayers, or you can use like actual drip irrigations. I like using a drip line, and so I will be modifying this drip irrigation kit today in a way that I like using it. It works best for me. I don't have to worry about clogging. I don't have to worry about checking on it 24/7. It's always worked for me and my garden. So here we go. All right, so here is the landscape drip irrigation water kit from Dig. This comes with a lot of great stuff. It does come with this really long main line, which is 50 feet. I like to just kind of spread it out so it's kind of loosening up, because it does come in a really tight ball. It also comes with tubing here that you're going to take off of the main line, and it helps get closer to your plants. It also says it comes with, I actually didn't see it in here. Oh yeah, that's it. So you have this tubing and you have the big tubing. What I went ahead and bought was this tubing. So depending on how I set it up, I will probably take this cord the length of the entire garden bed, and then off of that cord I will make this drip irrigation line. And the beauty of this is when you hook it up to the line, water comes out all along this line. When you're using when you're using stuff like this, the water only comes out where you lay that. So that's great if you are watering shrubs and things of that nature, which I think that's what this kit is for. But when you're watering fruits and veggies and you're in a tight spot, I just like weaving this stuff in and out of the garden bed. So that's what we're gonna do. We also bought a timer. So this is gonna be fully automatic. $30 here. I think this was at Lowe's. So I got a timer that we're gonna hook up, and then we got some garden stakes. Oh, that's not garden stakes. Well, we got garden stakes somewhere. Oh, here they are. Here we got these garden staples, and that's gonna help keep all of the cords and everything in place. And so outside of the kit, what I ended up purchasing was the timer. I got these landscape pins, and I bought this extra tubing. So this tubing is 50 feet, and I bought this outside of the kit. This I might use. I like having this around, but I think I'm just gonna hook the drip irrigation line directly from the main line. So first thing we have to do is go ahead and hook the main line up to the water faucet. Alright, so this is the faucet that is actually closest to our garden bed, which is all the way back here. I wanted to keep it exactly the way it was because there's a couple things I like about it and a couple things I don't like. I love that it has this copper 4 thing on there, 4 faucet thing on there. I bought this thinking it didn't have one, which is great. Now, I bought a digital timer. This is a manual timer, and I've actually used this before. These are great to use if you know you're going to be outside and you want to save money, first off, and you just kind of turn it and it counts down, and while it's counting down, it'll be releasing water from here. So this is cool to use if you know you're going to be outside every day, but if you're going out of town or anything of that nature, this is not the one to use. So I'm excited that this is here. The way that these work is when it's up and down like that, the water is coming through, but if you want to close it, you just have to turn it sideways like that. So that's close, 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 close. So this is the only one that's open, and I want to start off by probably just using this one. Now, a couple of things that come with every drip irrigation system have a backflow regulator. So this one will always go on first. And then you have a pressure regulator. This is going to reduce the pressure from the line to 25 psi, so you're not blowing your irrigation out the wazoo. So then you're going to put this on, and this one comes with a screen. Bless me. This comes with a screen with a filter that's just going to help filter your water so that your irrigation line doesn't get clogged. So what we're going to go ahead and do, this is the backflow preventer. We're going to go ahead and screw that one on first. And then we're going to do the PSI regulator. We're going to screw that one on second. And then we have the filter screen. We're gonna screw that one on third. Alright, so I know initially I said to connect this to this, but we actually need to go ahead and connect the timer before we connect this one. So I'm gonna unscrew this, make sure that's tight, and we're gonna put the timer right here. Righty tighty. There we go. And then we're gonna put this here. So what this is it's going to all of this, actually I'm gonna take this off again so I can show you. This is just the way that this cord is gonna go in here. We just push it on here. There is no screwing or anything like that. Be careful, be safe. Use your muscles. There we go. And once you push it on there, it's not coming out. So now we'll screw this back on. And put this onto the timer. Oops, I did not mean to put that. And at this point, you could actually turn the water on. Just make sure all these other ones are off. But you can turn it on, make sure there's no leaks, because this isn't going to release the water until we get to the start time, which is 6:30 in the morning. So, oh, there we go. So we're good to go. Alright, so the kit also comes with these little elbows. You can use this if you're trying to hit a curve or a 90-degree angle. This can also be used if you need another line coming off your main line. So we're actually going to use this elbow really quick, because the way Chris wants this done is he's actually going to dig a trench so that the yard guy won't actually cut the main line. So this is really easy to use. All we're going to do, get some house scissors, some cute pink ones, and you're literally just going to cut through the cord. You're going to have to kind of straighten that up a little bit. If it's not round, it won't go in there. And then this is just a lot of pressure. Yeah, just kind of wiggle it on there, just like that. Get the other half, kind of straighten it out. And then you wiggle it on there, just like that. Woohoo! But you have a pretty good idea of where you want the main line to go. That's where the landscape pins come in. Because this is really twisty, curvy, we're going to pin it in place. And it's going to give him a good idea where he needs to dig his trench. So, all you do with this take the pin, you just put it in the ground. You put it in the ground, and it might take a couple of pins. And you can even switch the cord around in the elbow. But yeah, this is gonna help keep it down. Put one right on this elbow because it wants to be funny, and it'll actually allow you to maximize the length of the main line here. So we're just gonna kind of go this way. That's where a curve is, so we're just gonna pin it as we go, and it's gonna end up going underneath this door. So we're just gonna go ahead and pin that like that. And it gives us a great idea of how much line we have and just maximizing it so it doesn't have all these kinks and curves in it. Alright, so this is Chris's version of trenching.
Ain't no version, this is a trench. It's gonna be a trench.
I'm just kidding. He's so what he's doing is pretty much pulling up the side and then placing the line underneath the grass and then covering it back up with the side. And the grass will just grow over it, which is an awesome idea. This means that the lawn guy isn't going to put a hole in your line, which has actually happened to me. And I didn't realize it happened. You know, I was out and enjoying my garden one morning, and the irrigation comes on, and all of a sudden I feel sprinkles on my face. And that's because he had cut a huge line, or a huge hole in my line. So there's ways to fix it, and we fixed it, and he paid for it. He was nice about it, but this will help prevent any of that. So that's essentially what we're doing. He went ahead and he trenched the main irrigation line, and then I used the pins, and I'm just taking this main line along the back of this garden bed. It stops here, so I'm short a little bit, but because I'm using that the drip irrigation line, I'm not really too concerned about that. So once this stops, you want to make sure it's not going to keep running, and you have this little piece. I don't know if you can see that. It's for the end of your main line. And you just put it on there, and then you literally just bend it. You bend this line, and you slide that through, and you pull it up. And there we go. And then I got a couple more of these pins. Just gonna pin this down, and just like so. Nothing too fancy. We did a great job of loosening up the soil, so the pins don't have too much to grab onto. I think it'll be okay. Alright, so now what we're going to actually do is hook up this drip line. And like I was telling you guys, it's going to come straight off of this main line. So you're going to need a couple of little tiny pieces, because you need to connect the end of this drip line to the main line. And so they're going to have these little connector pieces. I don't know if you can see in the hole. One end is going to actually go in this drip line. Use your muscles. You'll push that in there. This blue thing I have here is going to make the hole so that this other end can go into the main line, okay? The way that we're going to set up this garden bed is going to be 2 rows. So we're going to have 2 rows. So that means that I have 2 of these little connectors, because once I get this to the length I want it, I'm going to cut it, and we're going to make another hole. And then at the end, these are called goof plugs. I know Mr. Landscaper actually has end plugs, but once I cut this, we're going to want to put a goof plug right at the end of it so that water doesn't come spewing out the end, okay? So that's what we're about to do now. So this is the hole maker. We're just going to twist this, make a hole just like that. And this end that we just connected earlier, we just stick the other end in the hole until it snaps in there just like that. Looks great. Now I have all of my landscape pins. These are super important, guys. I don't need that anymore. because this is what's going to hold my irrigation in line. So once again, if I had my hoe, then I would have made the little trench already. But we're just going to imagine, where the trench is going to be. We got the irrigation lined out. We got our 2 rows. We're at the end of the garden bed. We're going to take our pretty pink scissors and just cut that off. Here's our goof plug right here. We just stick this, wiggle it in the hole just like that, and we're good to go. The next step, you can follow me, is we're about to test this out. We're going to make sure water is actually coming out. It's always important to do this. You want to make sure you don't have any leaks. And the way that you do this, get a close up here, is right now we have it on automatic. That means at 6:30 tomorrow morning it's going to start watering. But we want to see it right now. So that's where this manual button comes in. All water electric timers have this button. All you do is you hit the manual button, and then I just want it to run for like a minute or so, just so I can see. After it stops blinking, it should cut on now. So we really can't see if it's leaking underneath the ground, but hopefully it's not. We're going to come down here. And we see in our connection looks good. And we see the water's coming through. So yeah, this looks great. We did a great job. Not squirting out the egg down here. Yeah, this looks awesome. So, yeah, that's how we set up irrigation systems. Thank you guys for joining me. If you like these videos, hit the like button, subscribe, all that great stuff. Love you guys.